Hi everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about my story. Why is it important for me to share my story with you? Is because we all have a story, and sometimes our story is what prevents us from succeeding, moving forward, and living an incredible life. So here we go. I hope this doesn't bring any tears to you, because it's not to me, so you shouldn't cry if I'm not crying. I'm just kidding. All right, so I grew up with my mom. My dad wasn't in my life. Life was a little hard growing up. Not as hard as some people may think, right? I really don't remember if we needed food at any point. I remember we always had love at home. I remember some of my family members from Guatemala, they came to live with us, so it was always like amazing, right? I had my uncles, my aunts around us, and life was, I would say, pretty good, okay? Now, not growing up with a dad, I could have used that in my life as an excuse, right? I wasn't loved, and because I only had one parent, I didn't know what it was to this, that, an excuse here, excuse there. At the age of 12, I actually moved to Guatemala with my sister. At that time, my mom thought it was a good idea, and it was kind of like the thing back then. If you were struggling here in the US, you send your kids to Guatemala. So I lived down there for 3 years. It was amazing because I learned how to speak Spanish really well, how to write it, how to read it. I got in touch with the Guatemalan culture, hung out with the family, traveled. It was good. Now you could say the only bad thing to that is that while I was in Guatemala for 3 years, I actually went to 3 different schools. Again, my mom, she just thought, well, he'll be with one family for 1 year. I want him to live over here another year, and then back over here the 3rd year. That was a little unstable for me. Therefore, it was hard for me to create relationships because I was constantly moving around. I came back to the US, so that was at age 12. I came back to the US at age, I think 16 or 15. So I was down there 3 years, and I went to one school, got some, built a few relationships. And then my mom decided I want him to go to a better school because I don't want him to be over here. So said goodbye to relationships here, started over here, brand new friends. And I think as a result of maybe that period moving around quite a bit, it was hard for me in business to build relationships. Believe it or not, it's still a little challenging for me to build relationships, right? That's why I am actually pretty limited on my relationships. I know a ton of people. However, I'm very limited as to who I'm close with, all right? Just wanted to share that with you. Fast forward, I graduated high school in 1993, and my first job was flipping burgers. Actually, no, I take it back. My first job was working at a fast food Chinese place called Panda Express or Panda Garden, one of those. And my second job was working at a place called Rally's Burgers, flipping burgers. My big break, you could say, came when my sister, my older sister, I have one older sister, she told me they're hiring at Robinson's May. I don't know if you guys remember who that is, but if you don't remember who Robinson's May is, then you're probably a little younger than I am. So she said they're hiring, and I went to apply, and that was my first sales job. And the guy told me, really funny, and I'm sure you've seen this everywhere. The guy told me, sell me this pen. And I was like, all right, well, said it's a nice pen. It has blue ink. As a matter of fact, it's really comfortable. And I think that with this pen, if you want, you can actually write some checks out. And I had no clue, honestly, how to sell. I think I did a horrible job at selling. However, this is what helped me get the job, is that I was genuine. Okay, I didn't go in there pretending like I was a master at sales. I told the guy, man, honestly, I don't know how to sell you this pen. He's like, there's something about you. There's something about you. And I'm gonna give you the job, Willie. You're good. So that was my first sales job, selling accessories, selling hankies, selling ties, selling belts. That was my first job. And guess what? I was number one in that department. But why was it? Was it because I was good at sales? Absolutely not. I had no sales experience. But why was I beating everyone in that department? Because I was charming, right? That's what everyone says. I'm a little bit charming, right? Because I was genuine with people, right? I wasn't there to close people. See, a lot of people in business, they have it wrong. They think they gotta be closing. I do things differently. I like to relate to people. I like to make people laugh. I like to shake people's hand, pet their dogs, ask them, so where are you from originally? Oh, that's amazing, great. Now, how many kids do you have? What school are they in? What do you like to do for fun? Are they in sports? How about you? What do you guys like to do for fun? Do you guys like red wine? You guys like white wine? I like to relate to people, and that's what really helps me in business, is because I'm not there to close. At the end of the day, we all have to be closing, right? Because we're in sales. But there are a few different techniques. This is what I recommend. You're gonna have a different personality than I have, right? Which is fine. What I recommend is relate with people, have them get to know you, because when they trust you and they feel you're a good person, they're gonna buy from you. I think that's easier. Have you ever gone to a store and you walked in and this person right away, he wanted to close you on something? Is it safe to say that you were kind of turned off by that? Now, what about this? Now, what about when someone just comes over and says, hello, how are you? By the way, I know you just got into a store. Take your time. If you need me, I'll be over there. My name's Willie. Take your time, no worries, no rush. And they walk away. Is that pretty cool? Personally, I want to talk to that guy right there instead of the guy that was trying to close me. I have a little story about roughly about maybe 9 months ago at our last Driven event. 2 days before the event, I said, holy shoot, I forgot to buy a suit. So I went to a store in LA and I told the guy that I wanted a blue suit. Okay, I like blue, but I don't know if you noticed, but I'm wearing blue probably like in a lot of my videos, all right? Don't think I'm wearing the same thing, it's just a little different. But did the guy pay attention that I wanted a blue suit? Absolutely not. He showed me everything but blue. This is the truth. I think he was out of blue suits in my size. So instead of telling me, and I know it's sales, I get it. But what he did was he presented to me a whole bunch of suits that I didn't like. The colors were awful. But there was one suit I said, okay, I'll take this one. And I just tried on the jacket and I walked out, and I was a little mad at myself, to be honest with you, because I bought something I really didn't like, but I just wanted to get out of the store. And sometimes that's what I do. Man, I'm just gonna buy it, dude. All right, I'm out. So I walked out with one suit that I didn't like, and I was in there for 30 minutes. Very next day, I went to visit my mom, and I saw a suit place. So let me check it out, because I really didn't like that suit. And I walked in there, and the guy said, hi, how are you? My name's, my name's Carlos. I know you just walked in. Take your time. Anything in particular that you're looking for? I'm looking for this size suit. I'm looking for blue. Perfect. Okay, so just go right to the end, make a right. If you see something you like, let me know. But other than that, take your time. Pretty cool. That's kind of like my style, right? So I was a little lost, so I was like, hey, come help me out. I told him the size that I wanted, the color that I wanted, like the style. And he was so good at paying attention. See, the first guy, he was selling his butt off, big time. This other guy just gave me some options. And listen to this. I bought 4 suits in 15 minutes or less. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this guy was listening, it's my style. I just tried on the jackets because I don't wear suit pants anymore. And I was out. I bought 4 suits in 15 minutes. Versus the previous day, I bought 1 suit in 30 minutes. All right, so going back to my story, we're gonna fast forward. I went through a few different jobs selling, I worked at a hotel at a front desk, which I really liked because it was customer service. After that, I landed a customer service job at a life insurance company. And that particular department at the life insurance company closed down. So I got a job with a mortgage company, and that's where you could say my mortgage career began. Had no clue about mortgages. And people ask me, Willy, how long does it take before you can start making money in mortgages? As soon as you want. It's a mindset thing. Some people think they need 6 months. Some people think, well, until I know everything, I'm going to start selling. No, absolutely not. It's a decision that you make day one. I started succeeding right away in the mortgage business. Fast forward, maybe like another 6 years later or so, the market crashed. Okay, and that's when things got super, super tough for me because I didn't have the right information available. The information I got from my peers was, you got to go out there and get a nice fancy car. You have to go out there and get bottle service when you go to the clubs, right? You have to do this, do that, and it's all about impressing people. No one told me to invest in real estate. That's the funny thing. Although I did invest in some properties just on my own, but no one ever taught me the right thing. So after the market crash, things got super, super tough for me and my family. And that's when I went literally, I want to say a few years with almost not making a dime because I wasn't running a business, everyone. I was just a loan officer. Keep this in mind. Remember this. I don't want you to be a loan officer. I want you to be a mortgage professional. I want you to run your business like a business. Don't be like everyone else. That's why I came up with this EMA, because I wanted to teach people the right way of doing business as a mortgage professional. So after the market crashed, I did too. I had no confidence in myself. I was depressed. I was having issues with my wife. I had my first newborn. And again, I hope this doesn't bring tears to your eyes, but I was close to jumping off a cliff because I didn't know how to get out of where I was. But I decided this is nothing right here. Having financial issues and marital problems, all that can be solved with a little bit of work, right? All that can be solved, and no excuses. If you're going through anything in life right now, just trust me, it's literally a few actions away for you to solve those issues. And that's what I did. I committed to my wife. Things are going to get better today. I planted my flag. Some of you that know me well, I always talk about planting your flag. Is today the day that you're going to succeed, or are you going to make excuses and do it a year later? Are you going to tell yourself, I'm okay where I'm at. I mean, things aren't that bad and I'm happy. No, screw that, guys. Okay? You can be happy and you can be making a shit ton of money. Why not? Hey, there's a lot of people that I know that are very, very happy and they have money. But it has to do with what we listen to out there. That money is bad. Money is the root of all evil. Bullshit. If you don't have any money, can you help your parents? If you don't have any money, can you tell your friends, hey, let's get together and feed the homeless and I got 500 bucks on this cause? No, you can't. If you don't have any money and your car breaks down, are you the kind of person that says, oh man, my transmission went out. Shit, let me get 200 bucks on this credit card, 300 here. My mom's gonna help me out with the 100 bucks, right? I'm gonna sell that one thing in the garage that I haven't been using. Are you that person? And I'm just being real with you. If you're that person, now's the time to stop fooling yourself that money is not important. I'm sure you've heard this. People that are crappy without or with money, they're even crappier people with more money. If you're a good person and you start making some money, you can do a lot of great things for others. All right. Fast forward a few years. I told my buddy Albert, I called him up and said, I need to see what's working for you. And he shared with me a few things that changed my life. Associate with the right people, follow Grant Cardone, and start building your team. Okay? And start working on your mindset. Those 4 things. So I implemented that right away. I've been talking about this. I have a question for you. Did you already start implementing the things you and I have talked about? If the answer is yes, congratulations. All right? If the answer is no, and you don't plan on taking action, do me a favor. Commit today that your life is going to change, not only for you, but for your family, for your kids, for your generations to come, for the world, for your community. And if you're not committed, don't waste your money. I appreciate you subscribing, okay? But I'm here to help you win. If I can't help you win, you have to make that decision. When is that going to be the day for you to get started? And that day your life is going to change. So, guys, life is amazing because I choose for it to be amazing. Because I'm doing well financially, I'm able to spend a whole bunch of money putting this production together. I live in a nice house, I have a few nice cars, my wife doesn't have to work, my kids go to a nice private school, we live in a very nice area. I'm able to help my mom, I'm able to help my mother-in-law, I'm able to travel honestly whenever I want, at least about 4 times a year, and I still help others that need financial help. So why not be you? Get on this mission to transform this community. How's that? Let's do this, everyone. I'm excited for you.